What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talk on the Tundra, your Green Bay Packers podcast that is a proud partner of the Gyro Step Podcast Network and the Blue Wire family. As always, I am your host, Numac, coming to you after a third straight Packers loss that is having the Packers play pretty poorly at the worst time of the year. So, uh, Derrick Henry runs all over the Packers defense, out dueling what was an incredible Malik Willis game in what is probably going to make him a lot of money this offseason. But to talk about all of that and more with me is my lovely co-host Jordan Tresky. Jordan, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm here to talk about a Packers game that I don't know if I expected the kind of performance they let up, but I did not have great feelings going into this game, and
No.
somehow they still surpassed that low
Yeah,
bar.
yeah. I was wrong again on predicting them to win, as is tradition as of the last 3 weeks. Um, I mean, we got to start with the obvious. Derrick Henry runs 36 times for 216 yards and 4 touchdowns. Uh, it was pretty apparent from the get go that that was how the night was going to be. He had 64 yards, I think, in the first quarter, and 100 and something, and by the end of this first half, ends with, like I said, 216 in what was, I don't want to say embarrassing, but like I guess the best way I can describe it is not all that surprising given the injuries along the front. Like at some point something's got to give when you're down Micah Parsons, Devontae Wyatt. You're asking for significant saps from Nazir Stackhouse, who I don't know if he played today. If he did, he didn't record a sack or record a stat. You're relying on snaps from Jordan Riley, who he goes down with an injury in the middle of the game, so you're really just relying on Colby Wooden and Carl Brooks in the middle. And then Rashawn Gary has been useless as of late. Lucas Van Ness is still hampered by his foot injury, even though he had 6 sacks today. Like he wasn't the guy he was to begin the season when we were all starting to get a little more optimistic about him. And at some point, like you just need players on the defensive line, and they just don't have them right now. Like the highlight of the game for the defense was when uh, Kingsley Enagbare, right? Yeah, Kingsley Enagbare
Yes,
tackles Derrick Henry for a 5 yard loss in the third quarter coming out of halftime. Like it just that was the highlight of the game for that front, that one play. Otherwise, they got ran over all day long. The offensive line had their way. Like it was pretty much get what you can take with the run game, and they got a whole lot today. Like there was little to no resistance the entire game.
that run play you mentioned that Enigbari forced negative yardage on was the only drive that the Ravens had
A
not
punt,
scored
yeah, it's the only
today.
punt they had.
Um, and the only punt of the game
Yeah,
to continue that fun stat. Um, and what was the other thing? Only negative yardage, I believe the Packers forced on the day. Uh,
that
Derrick Henry
sounds
had
about right.
Derrick Henry had the second most yardage, rushing yardage by a player playing in Lambeau Field. Amon Green has only two more yards than
Then
what
Derrick
Derrick
Henry,
Henry did.
yep, and Derrick Henry obviously most as a visitor, obviously.
I mean, it goes beyond Derrick Henry, but he is the embodiment of it because like he just I joked it's like he was like his own Amtrak line,
Yeah,
like
he was paving
just
the way.
running through. Yeah, like that's Ravens had 308 yards on 52 carries,
Yeah,
5.9 yards per carry.
yeah.
Like
The run defense was really bad. Like Evan Williams plays this game, but he can't do much against Derrick Henry, and he's like still playing on a strained MCL. Like it doesn't just feel good. And so yeah, like I know the team was fighting through a lot of flu this week, and like I think even Malik Willis was sick with the flu at some point this week. But it just wasn't good. And
they had the Matt LaFleur.
yeah, the Matt Lafleur. But like it just it just wasn't good. And I don't know.
No.
I don't know how much I want to project them being this bad against the run into weeks moving forward, but like depending on who they play, if they play the Bears in the playoffs, like next week's gets Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, I'm not really too concerned about. They're not going to play a lot of their players. Matt LaFleur was playing coy during his press conference saying they haven't made decisions yet, but it's literal malpractice if he walks out any of the impact players that this team needs to.
Of what are left.
What are left, especially what happened last year with Christian Watson tearing his ACL in Week 18. But if they face the Bears in the playoffs in the wild card round, Kyle Mongai and DeAndre Swift, we saw them hold them to a pretty decent. Uh,
2 rushing yards short of the previous high last week until the Ravens obliterated that tonight.
right.
Like it's
I think they did fine against them. I think they both had like 50-ish yards, right, in the last Bears game. I'm like,
the Bear last week.
yes,
I think that
boosted in
was more
overtime.
first half and boosted overtime and over the course of the comeback. But like either
Well, I mean,
way,
yeah, DeAndre Swift had 63 and Monangai had 57, so they combined for 120. So like, it's not great, but it's better than
no,
216. Like
yeah,
120, I can live with from two guys. What I can't live with is 216 from one guy, and of course Derrick Henry is a one of one player. But you said in the
yeah,
Discord that the Packers against Derrick Henry today is like Derrick Henry rushing against his high school
it was just high school.
his high
It was
school
insane.
stats.
Like
But
it
like
true.
it's like what the thing for me is that if you face Common on guy and DeAndre Swift, okay, they've proved that they can stop those guys. Looking at the um or thinking about the standings, they can face the Bears, the Niners, I think the Rams or the Seahawks, I think are the three teams that they can play outside of the Bears. Like, I not even NFC West. If they have to face Christian McCaffrey in the first round, I don't feel good about that. Not even a little bit. Like
No,
he's a different style of runner than Derrick Henry is. Of course, he's not as big and he's not as strong, but he's just as good. Like he's just as talented. He'll beat you in a different way, and that's if Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker can run with him side to side. Like that's a different conversation to have. But I mean, there's of those four teams, they all have good running backs and really good run games. Like Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet are a duo to be not to be trifled with at all. And Kyron Williams and Blake Corum are nothing to turn your nose at either. Like this is going to be the script in the playoffs is can you just run it against the Packers because they just don't have the bodies right now. And that's why I'm not like overtly mad right now. They just don't have the capability. They don't have the
yeah,
players. They just don't have the players to be meaningful in the run game.
yeah. It was already hard enough to do that when you didn't have Micah Parsons and Devontae Wyatt.
Right.
You know, but it got a lot harder when you lose. Who did they lose? Jordan Riley.
Jordan Riley.
I know he's a four-string defensive tackle, but
He was
anybody's count
playing
at this
well.
point. He's playing well. Like that's what's insane. Like he's playing better than some of the guys that they're. Yeah, if you want to throw paychecks into it, like the production you're getting from a guy that you picked up midway through the year this year is playing better in the run and overall everywhere else than your top dollar edge rusher that is trying to fire up the troops and
Dude,
in light of losing
the
Micah Parsons.
Rashawn Gary quote about saying "watch the front" these next 3 weeks is aging like spoiled milk. Like it's already spoiled, and
I can make
it's
a lot of jokes, but I
the
don't think it's worth making a joke about
when you were a
what
kid.
that could be.
I'm not a big milk drinker, but when you were a kid, you know how the milk had like the indents on the side, like the little circular
Yes.
indents.
Yep.
The rate at which that gallon of milk is spoiling has expanded those indents outward. It is
Yeah.
at mass capacity. It's ready to fucking explode and ruin your fridge. Like
Yeah.
he hasn't shown up. I want you to guess if you haven't looked at the box score. How many tackles Rashawn Gary had today?
I believe it's one.
He had one tackle today. Do you know who else had one tackle today? Before you answer, this is ESPN's box score. Rashawn Gary had one tackle today. Guess who else had one tackle today?
Zane Anderson, who left the game after the opening kickoff, I
Zane
believe.
Anderson does in fact have one tackle today. Guess who else has one tackle today?
Kamal Hayden, who left the game after severely injuring his body.
Kamal Hayden also has one tackle today. I want you to guess three other players that have one tackle today.
Well, I'm gonna guess it's are they both injured?
No, they are both offensive
Um.
players.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was gonna go next to. I forgot who tackled after the interception.
Matthew Golden, one
Matthew
tackle today.
Golden. Maybe he's the cornerback that
Chris
the.
Chris Brooks, one tackle today.
Oh,
Carrington Valentine, one tackle today. And
well,
before
he tried other ones.
and before we get into a tizzy about all the tackles, ESPN has Rashawn Gary, Kamal Hayden, and Carrington Valentine all not registering their tackle as solo. So it was a team tackle.
That's
Do
a
you
shame. That's
know
a shame.
how bad that is? I almost swore. I'm gonna try to keep this one PG. Do you know
You're
how
not.
bad
You're not.
how bad that is? Like Rashawn Gary is getting like Scrooge McDuck bags of money to play defense for the Packers, and he just can't cut it. And I keep making the excuse that he has to be hurt. Everybody in Packers Twitter and Packers fandom has been saying there has to be an undisclosed injury. There has to be. In my
This
brain,
is what he.
I want
This is
I
what he
want to
does.
keep putting the copium mask to my face and taking deep breaths of it. I don't think he's hurt because if we've saw anything this entire season and this entire time since we've been starting this podcast or since we started this podcast, it's that the Packers overreport their injuries. Like that's the trend and why they have 20 players on their injury report. You know who hasn't cropped up on that on that thing once this year? And I know
Um,
I've read every one of them this year.
this you have.
Rashawn Gary
Hmm.
hasn't missed a game this year. It's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. I don't know what they do with him because we've transitioned from the run defense just being bad to picking on individual players because it's so bad. He's on the hook for the next 2 years after this season for what amounts to be $59 million. He has 20 uh $17 million in dead cap next year and $8 million the year after. Like I don't know what they do with Rashawn Gary because yes, he was really good with when Micah Parsons was healthy. I don't want to watch him play
Well, it's a good
because he hasn't
good thing
he
that you
hasn't
don't have to because he doesn't really impact the game.
he doesn't. But like, what do you expect of Rashawn Gary after this season? He hasn't grown at all. He hasn't developed. He hasn't gotten better at anything. The only thing he's gotten better at is feasting on the scraps that Micah Parsons feeds him.
Well,
And that's not to mean
that's why they made the move. Like this is
I
where
know
like
that's why they made the
I
move,
know,
but it's just
yeah.
frustrating to like see him earn that extension and then just crap down his leg the
It
rest.
wasn't like this that first year coming back too, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Like
he
he was
had
on a pitch
motor.
count, like he had motor. It's just funny because like you're talking about it, and it just sounds like you're talking about like Benjamin Button. He's like he's not growing. He's getting older. He's just like that, and he's like I'm 7 years old, but I look a lot
But
older. But
like honestly, he hasn't gotten better at all this year, especially after Micah
no,
Parsons went down. Like it's like I'm frankly just aghast at the effort. And like Lucas Van Ness has definitely fallen off a cliff after his foot injury. And
he wasn't that good.
I mean, no, he
He's not
wasn't.
been that good.
No, he
This
was.
is the
No,
problem.
Jordan,
I'm
Jordan.
good. No, no,
No, no,
no,
no.
no, 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 no. Let me get onto this. Let me get onto this.
Okay.
The problem that the Packers are in, and it's a night like tonight, when you don't have the reason why you trade for Micah Parsons is that you have what you think is good, adequate talent. Micah Parsons is you take him away. You take him away. He's on a spaceship floating in outer space, getting ACL surgery right now. It is pretty. I'm already refuting the argument that I'm trying to make, but it is in light of losing to the Bears. It is just kind of exasperating to see how this Packers team has folded without him. And the defense, we could say, like they were playing really good for the first 3 quarters. You could say 3.5 quarters against Chicago last week. Sure, but like
You could say three
I,
quarters in 12 minutes, whatever the hell it
yeah, and
was.
really that game doesn't get flipped if Romeo Dow just hold on to a football. Like
Anyways,
that's how. But the overall, like, talk about the front. They can't disrupt anything. We talked about it after the Bears game, or maybe even the lead up to this game. It's like their best blitzers were Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker, who
mm-hmm,
are the middle of the defense. Like
mm-hmm.
they don't have a pass rush. They've put in so many picks, and these guys are either getting hurt. Um, they make the trade for Mike Parsons. They pay Rashawn Gary. They double down on like a guy like Devontae Wyatt, who I think kind of excuses be damned, but it's like this is kind of the where they have fallen into this of like they're good enough. They're making the playoffs. They're making the playoffs, and you were still so annoyed and down in the dumps in that they just can't get out of their own way. And this is just kind of this team of like there's just an air of underachievement, even with the caveat of all the injuries that we have seen leading up to tonight and the many players that got hurt tonight. It was crazy to see how many players got hurt tonight. But I feel like all the discussion about the Packers you can say is true. You can talk about like, yeah, the injuries are going to keep them from actually achieving their true ceiling. I would totally agree. I would also say
100%
they
agree.
did a lot of dumb shit that
Jordan,
put them.
what the
I
fuck?
I'm gonna do it, but they did a lot of dumb things to get themselves in this position where they have locked themselves into the seventh seed with a game to play. They're the seventh seed for the third straight year. It it doesn't that doesn't happen without tonight, without happening what happened last week, what happened in Denver, but it also goes back to Cleveland, Carolina, what other terrible game, Philadelphia. Like
Yep,
it's all part of the season.
it is.
Like we get tunnel vision with each and every game because we have nothing else to live for besides Packer games. But when you take in the mosaic that is this Packer season, it's a lot of slop. It's just a lot of slop, and I can't. I I know I'm. This is not a subtweet to Keith in the Discord, and I know it, but it's like
Our loyal
at a
listener.
certain point, yes, loyal listener too, but it is just like, man, like you didn't. My thing is, if they had something to play for today,
They did.
would things be
They did.
with? They didn't.
No, they did. They could have won the
They,
North. I don't want to
but
hear it. They
I
could
don't
have
think they.
won the North. They should care. If they don't care, that is a way bigger indictment on the team.
I agree.
That is a
I
way
agree.
bigger indictment on the team.
But I do think it was just like we got in, and that's good enough.
Especially,
I don't think that was their mentality, to be clear. But I'm just saying, like, if there was actual stakes on this game, truly wonder how different they would have come into this game because it was like we saw it with that Enigbari tackle and a little bit after coming out of the second half, but like,
they played with juice the second half, but the first half they looked like they got punched in the mouth and they couldn't get up off the mat in the first half because of it. But
yeah,
I wholly disagree that they didn't play with something to play for tonight because the offense was good, and we'll get to the offense in a little while because I we have there's way more to talk about on
it's
the defense.
insane how crazy it was looking.
Right, but we have way more to talk about on the defense. But like they the they had something to play for tonight. I know winning like the division isn't like the end all be all for this team. They want a Super Bowl win, but a division title should mean something to them. They haven't won it in the Jordan Love era. Like that is a
No,
thing that Jordan Love has said he wanted to do, and that's something that should have been instilled in the defense or throughout the team all season long, and I think it has been. They've made comments on it as the season has kind of come to this close here that they wanted to win the North, and
Do
it's
you?
and to get
Sorry.
back to the Lucas Van Ness like point that he hasn't been that good. No, he hasn't been that good. But when your expectation for him is literally in the ground, that he can, as long as he's just fucking out there and doing anything of substance and not being a detriment to the team, yeah, it's good. Jordan, he was good against the run in the beginning of the season. And since his foot injury, he's just not been good whatsoever.
I agree, but like on the whole, like that's a pick that you just burned.
Oh, uh,
That's what
brother,
I'm trying to say.
brother,
I know.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
we're all lighting ourselves on with gasoline, and
I wanted a number of players with that pick. A
yeah,
number of players that have panned out. Except for Peter Skoronsky. He has not panned out. He's been doing
no,
not the
he's been
best in,
terrible.
in Tennessee.
Can I read you a stat? Can I read you this? I don't know if this is exactly true, but this is where we're at in our age of almost 2026.
Sure, go
It's
ahead.
from Eric Drews at Green Gold Forever on X,
The Everything app.
the everything app, as they say. He, well, in his bio, he says, I obsess over Green Bay Packers and NFL history and other useless football trivia. So I'm believing what he's putting down here. Packers have lost more games at Lambeau Field in 15 months, which is six, than the Mike Holmgren Packers lost there in 7 years, which is five. So that wasn't a
That's
six, seven
crazy.
thing, 6, 7 thing that was going after, based on the losses. But it is just like, I, as good as Derrick Henry is, and he set history by surpassing
Adrian
notorious
Peterson.
serial killer
No.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh, was it OJ?
Well, Adrian Peterson's not
Well,
that
no. I
far.
thought he passed Adrian Peterson in touchdowns.
They were tied. I don't know about touchdowns, but they were tied in 200 plus yards
Was
rushing.
it OJ in touchdowns and Adrian Peterson in 200 plus yard
They were
games?
both in the same stat.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Derrick Henry did do it. He passed O.J. Simpson.
My God.
What is 11:12 as we record? The guy's dead too. O.J. Simpson died. You know.
I go
Anyway,
ahead.
we're a
Land
Packers
land the
podcast.
plane.
Yeah, we're landing the plane. What I'm saying is like he's an outlier. He's a true outlier, and
First ballot Hall of Famer.
yes, like he might might. I think he's easily gonna probably finish top five in all time rushing
He did
in NFL
pass
history.
Adrian Peterson in touchdowns as well.
Good for him. But it was just like it wasn't even just that. It was like Tyler Huntley, I believe. What did he finish with tonight?
He finished with
He was 16 of 20, 107 passing yards, one touchdown. The farthest throw that he threw was 11 yards.
yep.
And he also had 8 carries, 60 rushing yards, no touchdowns, but doesn't matter. 7.5 yards per carry. It's like this is a Ravens offense that has had numerous problems throughout the season. Did not vaguely
Nope.
uh, show that tonight.
Nope.
Like
Not even a little bit.
it was just galling to see just the Packers just get waxed. And there was a quote. We're recording this a little bit after kind of the post game comments, and there's a question along the lines of like, do you think your team got outclassed or slash like did you see a sense of they didn't have much to play for as much as the Ravens did because the Ravens are fighting for their
Right.
playoff
Fighting for
lives?
their
Like
lives.
to make the playoffs relies on a lot of help. And LaFleur said I truly think this quote is more concerning than what he makes it out to be. But he said that he felt like they gave him or the team gave it their all, and that they played
Yeah.
to the best of their
That's
ability,
that's
but they
not
got
good.
hit in the mouth, and it's like that's not as good as you think it sounds,
No,
buddy.
it's
Like
not.
I'm not trying to draw it out of him, but like man, like I just I
If I
it just
had to
felt
guess, I think the entire team is exhausted with this season. Like I think they've had
oh
so
yeah,
many
this
gut
I mean
punches that it's like they're
this
just
team is breaking down.
yeah.
They're literally breaking down. Like tonight, so much felt like being 10 years old and watching Michael Vick just run all over the Packers in that
Yeah.
historic, like the first Lambeau playoff loss, I believe, in history.
In
It
'02,
was
right?
is 0-2. Like he basically it was the game that why he became the
Like
Madden
why he
cover athlete the
became
next
Michael
game.
Vick, right?
So it was just like watching that and just seeing how they just folded up shop and were just unable to keep him down. I mean, this just all the anytime he went outside, like Carrington Valentine, like he got cobra'd like big time,
Dude,
just like that, just stiff arm
I'm
that
so
sent him.
sick of the corners. I'm so sick of them.
Yeah,
I've gone on ad nauseum, but like Carrington Valentine has a chance to tackle Zay Flowers in the flat on a short pass out there, goes as fast as he can to get there and whips on the tackle. Like if he's just controlled and tackling on the outside, he makes tackle and it's a good stop. It's a good play.
yeah,
But he doesn't know any other speed than full bore pedal to the metal and I'll just hit him as hard as I can. Well, no, you whiff on so many tackles out there. Keyshawn wasn't egregious tonight, but again, it's hard to be egregious when your quarterback that you're facing throws 20 times and the farthest one down the field is like 11 yards or 13 yards.
yeah.
He got uh absolutely melted in the run game a couple times. Like it was just I'm so sick of him, man. Like I just it makes it so hard to watch this defense right now, and it has since Micah Parsons went down. That it just makes it difficult when three of your impact players, Xavier McKinney, Edrin Cooper, and Quay Walker, can pretty much all just be neutralized with quick throws to the flat, and there's nothing you can do to stop it because Keyshawn and Carrington Valentine aren't good enough to be out there to stop it. They're just not.
It's
They
that
get
is
they
where
get beat on anticipated routes. Like Carrington Valentine playing at the first down marker on Zay Flowers' touchdown. Like it's a simple route. Get to the first down marker at the 2 yard line and cut out towards the sideline. Very simple route, and Zay Flowers just beat Carrington Valentine straight up. And they're just not good enough to make those plays. Like it's a simple route. It's effective when it's done well. Like it's good offense, but
yeah.
that doesn't mean that it's indefensible, right? Just anticipate what you
But
think the
that
route's going to be.
yeah, like honestly, I think this is a game that like the only big thing like Derrick Henry is again an outlier. Like no one else has a Derrick Henry on their team. But my thing is combine everything that we saw tonight with just put it in a big old soup. And if you're the Bears and you're looking at another playoff game against the Packers, you can kind of conjure up 75 to 80% of what you did to them last week late in that comeback and do what the Ravens did tonight
Yeah,
and carve up this team. That's where like it is a system thing, and you know, I think it's an outlier in Jeff Hathley's case, but like this is easily the worst coach game that he's ever had. Like I
oh for
truly
sure.
don't understand where he kind of felt like they were gonna
Do anything.
come in and do anything
Like you had to have known that Derrick Henry is going to run the ball
with your backup quarterback. That
with a backup quarterback. Like they it had to have been known.
yeah,
And like Matt LaFleur said after the game, I need to go back and take a peek at this and see exactly what went wrong. Brother, you just didn't plan for the one of the best running backs of the generation, possibly the best running back of his generation,
that he coached.
that he coached. Right? Like it's like you want to shake him. Like, what do you mean you need to go look?
I mean, I we know what that means is that the real answer is that he's not going to say what really happened. He's not going to throw
Right?
anybody under the
No,
bus.
of course
But
not.
his non-answers are just like, dude, like
It's Mike Budenholzer.
I know, and it's crazy. Just don't be like
It's
it's a meat
frustrating.
shield.
Yeah.
You're a CEO for everybody that you pick, and you don't want to rot out the cavity, if you will. But it's like, my God, man, you don't do yourself any favors.
He
Like you don't.
you don't do yourself favors. And Matt Schneidman tweeted back, I think it was after the Philadelphia loss, that he thinks
Yeah.
that Matt LaFleur is coaching
Yes.
for his job, and he quote tweeted that tonight. He said he still thinks this is the case. I'm
I totally agree.
I'm not in the fire Matt LaFleur camp because like he's a good coach. He'd be a good coach for every team in the NFL. I just don't know what you do because, and again, we'll end on all the good stuff from the offense because there's a lot of it.
Plenty of Clayton Tune talk coming up.
Shut up. But like, it's a season long trend every year that these Packers teams, aren't disciplined. They shoot themselves in the foot. Like
Yeah.
they don't have the wherewithal to not like to false start. Sean Ryan snaps the ball on an audible to into Malik Willis's face. It looked like Sean Ryan was late on the snap on the fumble that hit Anthony Belton. Like Anthony Belton moved, Aaron Banks moved, and so did Rasheed Walker. Like those, I think even whoever was playing right tackle, Jordan Morgan, I believe, also
Yes.
moved. Like I think Ryan was late to snap the ball, and like that's like it's Sean Ryan's been fine this year at center. Like it's been bad the last 2 weeks on the two botched snaps, but he's been, for all intents and purposes, fine filling in for Elton Jenkins. But like there's so many disciplined things on the field between the whistles, like between the kickoff and the end, and the clock hits zero, that make you pull your hair out. There's so many alignment penalties and false starts and this, that, and the other throughout the season, right? But then you have games like tonight where they just don't look ready. Like I'm not sure if like it's like I said, if they're just beaten down on a long season that's had so many hits and so many emotional draining moments with Tucker Kraft going down, with Devontae going down, with Micah Parsons going down. Like there's been a lot of emotion in this season just because of your leaders going down. And maybe that's just the case that they just don't have the energy to get ready for it anymore, which is an indictment on a lot of the players in that locker room because you still need to be able to get up and go fight for a division championship in week 17. But at the same time, it starts with him. He's always said that it starts with him, that it's his job to get this team ready. And think about how many times they've just like come out and looked flat against teams. The Browns, perfect example. The Panthers, perfect example.
Panthers, the
Like
Eagles.
there's so many games where like it shouldn't take the Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur offense. Let's see, Jordan. Let's see. It shouldn't take the Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur offense 10 games, 7 games, we'll say. Lions, Commanders, Browns, Cowboys, Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers is what, 7 games? It shouldn't take them until the middle of October to get going as an offense. It shouldn't take going against a shitty Vikings team to get them going as an offense. Like once they won that Vikings game, they won that little spurt. They won 4 in a row. But like it shouldn't take that. You've had Jordan Love for 3 years now. You know what works. You've had Josh Jacobs now for 2 years now. You know what works. And he's been hurt, and we'll talk about him in a minute. But like it's at some point something has got to give. And you can't get rid of all your players. Don't have the salary cap to do that. You got to stick with those guys. Like I'm sure Rashawn Gary is going to be back next year against my blood pressure's better judgment. But like something's got to give. I don't think
Diane
LaFleur.
Keaton,
I,
Jack Nicholson.
yes, I don't think he gets fired. He very well might, and I don't think this is the year to fire him. Frankly, like for the sole purpose of it's been a lot of bad injury luck this year, right? And
Yes,
here's
yes.
the thing before you can give your thoughts on this. It's twofold for me. They've had a lot of really bad injury luck, which I think plays into this. I think before they get all
Two
the injury,
difference makers.
right?
Two difference makers
Well,
that whittles
three.
out your talent on the field.
Like I'd call Devontae White difference maker. He was really good this
Yeah.
year,
Oh, for what this team is and what it has been since losing him.
right?
Yes.
And so like you lose three major impact players. It's just hard to come back from that. The other
Yeah.
reason I don't think you get rid of him is like there's no bell of the ball. There's no offensive coordinator lighting up this league right now that is going to get all of the looks from teams, right? Like last year was Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, right? Those are the two guys that people were vying to hire. Liam Cohen, another guy, the hired in Jacksonville. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't think of anybody who is really pushing the envelope of being like, yeah, I'm going to be the next great head coach in this league. Maybe I forget who's Mike McDonald was the defensive coordinator for
He
the
was the Ravens
Ravens,
DC that
right?
went to
But
Seattle.
I'm trying to remember who their offensive coordinator is.
Todd Monken.
Todd Monken. I don't want to hire Todd Monken as a head
No,
coach.
no, no, no. But
But
I would
like,
also
but
argue
that but
when
that's what I'm saying is that there's nobody to go get that I'm confident is better, which is annoying. But like, I think that is a move. Firing Matt LaFleur to go hire insert coordinator here. I can't think of a coordinator that jumps off the page to me, and that's where I'm landing. Is like, I don't want to go hire Kevin Stefanski when he ultimately gets canned by the Browns. I don't want to do that at all. I just don't know who you're going to get that's really doing stuff that's special in the league right now. Sorry to go on longer than I should. You can
well, I was gonna say I would argue. I mean, because this conversation is not going to go away. Like we know where this
no.
season's heading rapidly.
Yep.
It's probably going to be the dominating topic for the first few weeks of the offseason when that happens.
Well, it shouldn't be.
So
They shouldn't wait if they're going to do it.
agreed, but this is they've kind of Ed Policy has backed himself into this corner by saying that he's not going into
A lame duck
the
year of Goody and Lafleur.
exactly.
Right.
So when
But that's
the
what I'm saying
team,
is like
yes,
if he's going to commit to that, it just
yeah,
needs to happen the Monday after they lose.
um, I'm just going to say this where uh for Matt LaFleur, like he's a great coach. It's turned out it's of where he is. His record as the Packers head coach is great, even without big things being achieved, without going to the Super Bowl, without winning the Super Bowl, yada yada yada. I will say when they hired him, I was very bullish on him. But if you look at the Titans record, like Titans team when he got picked, it was not like it was Derrick Henry and it was Ryan Tannehill and it was like the best of that Titans, a very like mediocre team that overachieved and yada yada yada. But like, look at the metrics of that team. It was pretty kind of like, oh, you're like, this is what are they really seeing him? But he came from this certain coaching tree. I'm looking back at like the coaching cycle that he came from, and you look at the Cardinals move on from Steve Wilkes after 1 year. They go to Cliff Kingsbury, probably the biggest, I would imagine, biggest one as we'll get into. Bengals moved on from Marvin Lewis after many years, go to Zach Taylor. Hey, Zach Taylor took the Bengals to a Super Bowl. Almost should have won that Super Bowl. Browns moved on from Hugh Jackson after tanking quite deliberately. Go to Greg Williams, who surprisingly didn't try to kill someone through a bounty hunting scandal. Hired Freddie Kitchens. Do you remember
I
him?
do remember Freddie Kitchens.
Vance Joseph, who is the current defensive coordinator of the Broncos, was previously the head coach of the
Yeah,
Denver Broncos, which is crazy.
crazy.
They hire Vic Fangio. That didn't turn out too well.
Nope.
Packers, we know how that went. Miami Dolphins fired Adam Gase. They hired Brian Flores, who left unceremoniously.
To put it
Let's just
lightly.
say.
To put it
Adam
lightly.
Gase took over for the Jets job from Todd Bowles. And the Buccaneers hired Bruce Arians to take over for Dirk Ketter. Cutter? But Bruce Arians, Super Bowl coach that Packers didn't, obviously go after. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I think we can say that if the Packers, whatever the Packers end up doing with Matt LaFleur, whether that's in 2 weeks, whether that's even next year, by saying you're not going into a lame duck year and opening the discussion based on what they're doing right now, it is very possible And you know what? I welcome maybe making the risky move to move on from him, even if that means other teams are going to be clamoring for him because you're making the decision and what you feel is best for your team moving forward. You're gonna if you make that decision about Rashawn Gary and maybe trying to get, I don't think maybe if you're trying to trade him and see what you get for him.
Ain't a damn team play trading for that contract.
I agree. I agree. But it is just if you're making those decisions on players each and every day, pre trade deadline throughout the offseason, you're obviously going to make it on your head coach, who I think the biggest thing that the Packers have backed themselves into, and I really think we kind of touched on it when they got Micah Parsons, but we were so overjoyed that we're like, this is okay. Remember this part, but we can celebrate these things. Like both things can exist. Is that they have backed themselves into a corner of not knowing where the issues for this team lie. Is it in you drafted Devontae Wyatt, you drafted Lucas Van Ness, you drafted Rashawn Gary, you drafted these caliber of players who weren't good enough on their own that you had to go all in to give Micah Parsons, who proved to be the case. That is it a roster issue? Is it personnel? Is it the players that you're acquiring? Is it
Yeah,
free agency? You lucked out on Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney two free agencies ago, but
yeah,
boy, you whiffed on Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs.
yeah.
Is it that, or is it you finally have put together? You've gone through the retooling. You've gone through that, and is it what's being transported down to on the field with your coaching staff, with your coordinators, with your head coach? I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows. Like that is the frustration of where the Packers are at, and it sucks. But that's where everything gets really muddled and really hard to discern what is truly at fault. And you could argue the true answer is everything. But how do you get through that? Because it's not just a Matt LaFleur thing. Brian Gutekunst's own job evaluation should and probably will be evaluated by Ed Palissy as well. So like they're kind of hurtling towards this inevitable fork in the road, but they are seeing it double because they have to do it
Mm-hmm.
with their general manager, their primary decision maker, and they have to do it with their head coach. I don't know how you get out of that. I truly don't. For its organization that notoriously is one of the more conservative.
Resistant to change.
Yes, like it's not the Steelers, but it's pretty damn close.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off my thoughts on it because we talked about it enough for a week 17 of a game. But you are on the right track. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not trying to
No, I know
reduce
what you
everything
mean.
you said because you made a ton of great points and I have more to add to it. But like, I don't want to spend 20 minutes on coaching and GM changes when the season's not over yet.
Agreed. Agreed.
So
That's a table setter.
yeah, that is a table setter. Um, alrighty, let's move on to the offense and the good that came out of this game from them. The biggest winner of tonight's game is Malik Willis, man. What he is gonna get a bag from someone this offseason, and he has certainly earned it. It just like I said, just an incredible game. Topped it out through his shoulder injury, even though he re-injures that shoulder late in the game. Could have come back in, but didn't. 18 of 21, one touchdown through the air to a bomb to Christian Watson, two more on the ground as he rushes 9 carries for 60 yards and two touchdowns. Just an all encompassing impressive game. Like the fumble wasn't his fault that hit him in the face. That's a Sean Ryan miss snapped. Like that's just annoying. Um throw hurts his shoulder on a throw, very weird play that must have like just thrown it. He might have just like thrown it out of uh his socket essentially if he was bad like a dislocated shoulder or something after the Bear game. But ran back out to cheers from the crowd like he was ready to come back in had uh they had the opportunity to. But yeah, it's gonna be he's gonna get a contract from somebody, and I think it like as a larger. not that this is our lane, but a larger um sort of example of where quarterback play is across the NFL is that guys coming out of college just aren't ready sometimes. And Mike Vrabel and company hated Malik Willis in Tennessee. They didn't want to give him a chance, et cetera, et cetera. And he comes to a place where he can develop behind a guy who can develop quality quarterbacks and can run a good offense in Matt LaFleur at times. And it's like he blossomed. He really blossomed. And it's not even like he was bad at any point in his career here. I think he every game he has played outside of like the sack in the Eagles game at the beginning of the year last year, like
Mm,
in game one where he came in for one
yes.
play and got sacked, like that's not his not his fault to get thrust into that crucial situation and fail there. But like any game he started or had to come in relief and manage, he's done fantastic. And so I really hope they can keep him as a backup next year because he's been proven very, very valuable in that sense. But I don't think the Packers are going to have the salary cap to spend on a backup quarterback like they're going to need to spend to keep him. And I think he's just going to end up going to compete for a starting job somewhere else.
Yeah, I truly don't know what to say of Malik Willis other than he's good. He's legit. Like I think I totally agree with you. I mean, we are in the age of quarterbacks that whether it's a Sam Darnold, if it's I mean, look at Baker Mayfield, he was a first overall pick, and whether you agree that he should have been or not, like he was a first overall pick in his class. He has bounced around from Cleveland, Carolina, St. Louis, dear Lord, Los Angeles. I've been missing a team before he went to Tampa Bay.
Did you say Carolina?
I did.
Yeah, no, those are the three.
Um, Quarterback evaluation, like for
Quarterback evaluation is hard.
for
The
how it's
NFL
so
doesn't know how to
hard.
do it.
The
Like
own the people in its own sport don't even know how to do it.
they don't.
They don't.
The
They don't.
NFL as a professional league does not know how to evaluate quarterbacks.
What a
There's so much to it that it's just you can't even you can guess, right? You can make educated guesses. That's really all quarterback draft like
yes.
quarterback evaluation is. You can get pretty close. You can assume that Caleb Williams or that Trevor Lawrence are going to be this level of ceiling player, but like Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be like the QB messiah coming out of college.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Caleb Williams was the hottest thing since sliced bread.
yeah.
Neither of those guys have even come close to the expectations that were set for them coming out of college.
Yeah.
Like, and then you have guys like Josh Allen who were picked in the first round, but were not spoken of extremely highly, and now they're the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Lamar
Or
Jackson,
Lamar,
pick 32 in the first round. Like Patrick Mahomes, first round pick, but
Brock
like
Purdy,
Brock Purdy, seventh round pick. Nobody knows
last
how to
pick.
do it. Last pick. Nobody knows how to do it. Like
No.
Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl, third round pick behind a kicker. Like that's or a punter. No, yeah, it was a punter. I think it was Brian Anger. It's one of
Yep.
Ty's favorite stats is that Russell Wilson was picked behind Brian Anger.
Yeah.
It's just like and it's like Malik Willis is another example of that, and good for him, man, because he really played his ass off,
Well, and the Titans too, like that
and that organization.
inept. I mean, hopefully they
Cam Ward is might get Josh Rosen at this point, which is really annoying
it's
for my dynasty team.
he's a little bit been a little better, but I mean they're not great. Like it's still they're not known for their solid decision making
No, they're not.
for
And
many
as of
years.
right now, I don't think they have the capacity to get the first seed or the first pick
First
overall.
pick.
The
I
first pick.
think tomorrow Giants Raiders tomorrow, right?
Do they play tomorrow? That's really funny.
They do because that's why everybody there's all this talk about the Raiders benching what's
Gino.
left of good players.
Oh, yeah. It's Giants. If Giants and Raiders have 2 wins each, as of this very second, Tankathon has Tennessee picking fifth. So they're gonna roll with Cam Ward next year because they're not gonna get Mendoza. But that doesn't matter. Regardless, like you see what happens when you go to a stable organization as a QB. Like Jordan Love, first round pick, has 3 years to
And
develop. Like
and it this is why it's really hard to do these things. does Malik Willis look as good as he does without Matt LaFleur?
Right.
And
That's the thing. Is like I think Malik Willis is going to get a bag.
yeah, if Justin Fields got
Gets a big what $20 million from the
he
Jets.
got 23 million, and I believe there was another year attached to that. Like again, it's owners, it's front office personnel, it's coaches. They don't know how to evaluate it.
They
Free
don't.
agency is its own thing where you're gonna lump or jump at the kind of stopgap like holdover type quarterback like Aaron Rodgers was for Pittsburgh. But if you're the Steelers, you're like maybe
Do
we
you
get
want to
him.
pay Aaron Rodgers again, or do you want to pay Malik Willis?
Yeah, Miami, you're clearly moving on from Tua Tagovailoa.
I don't think they can, but
Arizona, yeah, I mean,
no, I
that's
know.
he's in that line, and good for him
No,
because
I
like
know. But like,
anytime he's
no,
got an opportunity, he's
I
really just showcased his stuff.
I'm with you that he's going to get a bag. My line all season has been Malik Willis, like after the Bears game, I should say all season, after the Bears game last week, and just him playing in general, that Malik Willis is going to get a big bag of money thrown at him to play quarterback and compete for a starting spot somewhere, and that's great. I do not think he's going to compete or play as well as he
No,
has outside of the Matt LaFleur offense,
yeah,
because I think Matt LaFleur loves play calling for Malik Willis, and it's gonna need
it's the platonic ideal for Matt LaFleur to use
it's
a quarterback.
a
It truly
thousand
is.
percent, which is why it's so frustrating to watch him.
Yes.
Watch Matt LaFleur, not Malik Willis. Malik
Yeah.
Willis very good at his job. Um, Other offensive highlights to look at today: Christian Watson, go have yourself a day. 5 catches, 113 yards, and a touchdown. Um, oh no, is is that the first 100-yard receiver the Packers have had this year? Uh,
Well, it was his first
no,
since
no,
tearing
no, no,
his
no, no, no,
ACL.
no. I'm saying this year at all.
Um, you know,
You
I
know
bet
what?
I
I
think the only person that would be close is Dobbs,
oh no.
and he did not. So Christian Watson,
Uh,
congratulations.
hold on. I'm looking.
Tucker
Game
Kraft,
log.
Tucker Kraft did,
Oh, thank God.
but he's
It's not.
technically you could throw out the technicality that he's done a wide receiver.
I was also gonna say that, but oh, that's not gonna make it easy for me, is it? No, it's not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is their first receiving game of over 100 yards from a wide receiver. That's that's not great, Bob. Oh no, yeah, Tucker, you said Tucker Kraft did it in week 2. I'm not gonna go through all the games; it'll take too long. But yeah, I don't love that. But Christian Watson, big touchdown on that deep throw from Malik Willis. Like that was an awesome start to the game for the Packers offense. Like immediate, just big play to Romeo Dobbs, who makes an unbelievable catch. Not
Great hands.
great hands. Always said that's about Romeo Dobbs. And then the, the Packers offense in a fucking nutshell. A big play. What, 40 yards from Romeo Dobbs? Then they
Mhm.
shoot themselves in the foot on back-to-back penalties.
They averaged 8.2 yards per play tonight.
And they didn't punt. This is the third game in a row that they did not punt and they lost. Yeah.
Like Greg Rosenthal, who's a really good NFL, I mean, just I was gonna say it's not insider. I was gonna say he has great NFL insights working for the NFL. Um, he summed it up on a Blue Sky post of Malik Willis went 6 for 7 on 20 or plus 20 air yard throws. Electric as a runner with 60 yards and 2 touchdowns, 3 incompletions all night. The Packers got one of the best QB games of the season and lost by 17 points at home.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
your father,
My father.
presumably,
My
you're a
father.
father.
Oh, I
Your
am a
father.
father. Yes, I am a
Yes.
father. I thought you said your father, as in like my dad. I was like,
No, no, no.
what about him?
No, no. Your father. That is like you're like, oh, we had a good walk with your daughter and you discover, oh, she literally, like you mentioned before, it's like you just pooped out of your leg. Like
Yeah.
you thought
Oh, you
everything,
you've
coast is
been
clear.
you've been we've been pushing you for blocks now, and you're
Yeah,
sitting in your own pool of shit.
yeah.
Got it. Got it. But yeah,
I just cannot believe that they lost by 17 points.
yeah. Like I said, the offense was good. 24 points. Like they should have had more. Um, the fumble to start the I forget when that was. No, it was their second drive when they fumbled the snap. Like that's not good.
Mm.
To go back to Matt LaFleur driving me stupidly insane. No,
You drive me
it might
crazy.
have been the third drive was the fumble. The second drive was or it flip flop. I don't know. I can just check the play by play. How about that, Numac? You absolute buffoon. Okay, touchdown first drive. The second drive, when you're down 14-7 against
Oh,
when you're
yeah,
down 14-7
that was my favorite.
against an offense that has went 13 plays, 75 yards in 8 minutes and 13 plays, 74 yards in 7.5 minutes. What you don't do is go for it on fourth down on your own 30. That is asking for your defense to make a stand after they've been gassed and gouged by Derrick Henry for 15 straight minutes. That is like the most annoyed and mad I've been at Matt LaFleur in quite some time. It's a horrible decision because why are you taking Malik Willis, not a big guy, not a large quarterback, and running
No.
him as a QB sneak who hurt his shoulder? Like he shouldn't be taking contact. Why is that the third down play call? If you're going to run a play on a designed run out of shotgun on fourth and inches. And then Josh Jacobs, who should not have played. I'm very mad at that man not being able to put his pride aside and not play the damn game. Like it's crazy to me. But then he can't break out of a tackle around his leg. Gets stopped short field. Birds kick a field goal to go up 17-7. Like it's just inexcusable to go for it there. And if you know you're going for it on third down, throw it past the sticks. Don't run a QB sneak. Like that was the most. I think that was the biggest.
You
Like
know who would have gotten the job done there?
Tucker Craft.
No.
Well, yes, but who else?
Well, he's unavailable tonight, but someone did come in.
I don't know.
Clayton Tune.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, I'm not even gonna entertain that.
I know, but we have to just talk briefly about his cameo. And
No, we don't because he didn't do anything wrong. I have nothing to talk about with Clayton Tune because the his first pass was thrown to a fucking cornerback who let it go off his
he's not a
hands.
corner. He doesn't play it.
I don't give a shit. They trained him as a corner all training camp. He's a fucking corner.
Well, that he wasted 3 months of his time.
I agree.
Yeah.
But when wide receiver six, yeah, not gonna count. Watson, Dobbs, Reed, Wicks, Golden
Wish
should
you
be ahead
left
of
the
him.
game.
Five or six is getting more looks in your first round wide receiver. It's absurd. It's absurd. He should have been getting the ball. The ball goes off his hands and is intercepted by Marlon Humphrey. Like it's the Clayton Tune experience was nothing I care about. I have nothing to say about him.
I will only say, yes, it's a third string quarterback being thrust into danger, like thrust into action when Malik Willis was humming all
Yeah,
night. But it was just so Noah Eagle was saying how like Clayton Matt LaFleur, he's prepared for this opportunity. He's an A+ human being, and the more he talked about it, I was like, this is gonna go horribly.
yeah,
It's gonna go so bad. And he runs the first play. He runs like an RPO, and it's like he's trying to be like Malik Willis, and I'm like, brother, you're not.
you're not
You're
that guy,
not.
pal.
You're not
Yeah.
for a lot of reasons. But it was just
Um.
like, oh, what a. It was
Yeah.
just. It was so funny.
So Uh,
Ugh.
Josh Jacobs, 4 carries for 3 yards tonight. First time I've ever seen him have a negative or less than 1 yard per carry.
Yeah.
Run game was entirely Malik Willis. I don't know why they didn't want to run
He
Emmanuel
was the
Wilson.
whole offense.
He was the whole offense.
I mean, if you think about it, like it really 25 yards did not belong to him in some capacity,
Yeah,
right? No,
that's
27
crazy.
yards. I'm doing fast math.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. So, anything else, Jordan? I have nothing else.
No, I guess we have Packers Vikings next week at some TBD. But
Yeah,
yeah, we're
noon on True TV.
right after Impractical Jokers.
That's right. Interrupting Practical Jokers
Yeah,
might be the better way to phrase
Sal or
that.
Q might be on the sideline with Matt LaFleur ready to call plays at any moment.
Yeah,
Who knows?
pretty much. Thank you for not talking about the other one.
Burr?
Yeah, Murr. I'm talking about.
Why?
Just go look up Murr's recent news of
Oh,
the last year. We
oh,
won't get into it here, but yeah. So Vikings Packers next week on the CW. We'll be here to cover it all for you guys in the preview. Programming notes going forward. We will have a preview of the Vikings game coming up. That'll be released sometime this week. Um, Coverage of the Vikings post game is going to be a solo pod from Jordan, most likely. It very well could be a variety of GSPN members. I'm going out of the country on the 3rd, and Jordan's got life coming up. And
yeah.
so, uh,
So yeah, we're approaching some different directions on future. Who knows what it
who
is?
knows? Ty, I would appreciate if you re upped our contract. Uh, that is all to say, folks. If time goes by and you don't see a post game Vikings pod in your feeds right away, we will try to get one out as soon as we can. Uh, Worst comes to worst, I am back in country the Saturday before the playoff game. I can record something short if we need to. But you will be hearing from us again this season, at least once, and you will definitely hear it, at least me, is what I'll say. Um, Prior to the playoff game in some way, shape, or form. All that being said, if you're like, man, these guys are doomers, they keep talking about all the bad things about the Packers. Go listen to Eurostep with Ty and Rohan. Bucks win tonight, and Giannis's return from injury beat the Bulls, and he slams it home on them, igniting a little feud between those rivalry teams. Nikola Vucevic had probably the funniest tweet of the night I saw, where he said Giannis was probably mad that there was the report that the Bulls were going to trade for him.
I don't blame him.
I got a good giggle out of me. So go check out Ty Rohan on Eurostep. Go check out.
Vucevic, who earlier this season was mad at his own team for not taking their game seriously in a game that they won.
Oh, Nicole, don't ever change, bud. Surprised you're still on that damn team. Go check out all things GSPN at gspn.info. Join our Discord. There's a link in the About section. You can go check that out there. Appreciate all of you. I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend. I hope Santa was nicer to you than Matt LaFleur and the Packers defense was this holiday season. As always, appreciate y'all listening. Thank you. And Jordan, thank you.
Thank you.